I want to thank all of you right off the jump here. When you write a book, any book, doesn't matter who you are, you experience the highs and lows of the creative process. And I just want to kind of walk you through what the writing process can be like here. I like to share stories about difficulty because I think one of the things I have learned along the way in life is you got to be tough, right? I'm 39 years old and I'm a lot tougher now as I approach 40 than I was at 18 or I was at 19 or certainly I was at 15 or 25 or 35. And every day, certainly in a social media era, people come at you all day long and they really come at you aggressively when you are sharing your truth, whatever it may be. I have never said and continue to say, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. What I have long believed in is a full, robust, and undisputed competition in the world of American ideas, in the full growth of the First Amendment and boobs. And I just want to hit a couple of things here off the top before I get into Fitzmagic and before I get in to a little bit of a discussion more about Kavanaugh, because I think it ties in. When I wrote my first book, Dixieland Delight, I had a book signing in Birmingham, Alabama. And I had that book signing outside of Birmingham, Alabama. I think it was like Walker Station, for those of you who are in the Birmingham area, north side of Birmingham. And I had a book signing at Books A Million. And I drove all the way down there and back in the same day. But I got there and sat at a table for 2 hours. And not one single person came by and bought a book. Okay? I think this is an instructive lesson, no matter what you do for a living. If you stand up and you sing, if you do comedy, every single person who has ever created something from nothing has been in a situation where you go to an event and there's nobody there. Whether you're doing comedy, whether you're doing music, whatever you are doing. And the lesson, I remember I was 25 or 26 years old. I thought 28, whatever the heck I was when Dixieland Delight came out. I thought I had the world by the balls. And when I showed up at that Birmingham, Alabama Books A Million, there was not one single person who was there for 2 hours. And not one single person came by and bought a book in that store while I was sitting at that table for 2 hours. I just want to take you to that moment. If you have ever worked as hard as you can at something and had people not respond at all in a positive way to what you did, you'll learn how to be tough. And if you have ever sat at a table with a big stack of your books and a big picture of yourself at a book signing or anything like that in your life, what you learn is humility, but you also learn toughness. And sometimes people come after me for being too aggressive in selling what I believe in. I'm never going to apologize for that. Because if you have ever been in a situation like that, and I don't know how many people will listen to this, I don't know how many people it will strike home for them, but everybody has to start somewhere. And if you have not sat at a table for 2 hours after you poured your heart and soul into something and had no one respond to it, and continue to drive just as hard as you would have if 150 people had shown up or 200 people had, my advice, and this is the way that I close out the book, so I don't want to really steal it. But my advice is don't allow people to tell you what you can't do. It's a great feeling today to have my book right now debut without any major television. It's not like I went on Fox News. It's not like I went on MSNBC. It's not like I went on CNN. I got on my radio show this morning and I got on my social media accounts and my website and I said, please go buy my book today. This means a lot to me. And to be moving up towards the top 10 best-selling books in America, to have sold more copies than almost anyone who is in the book-selling business today in the entire country, is a great feeling, but it's a feeling built on the fact that I have gone from being in that situation where you literally sit there for 2 hours and no one shows up. You drive all the way to Birmingham from Nashville, you turn around and you drive all the way back. It's good to succeed. It's great to see that results come into fruition. But the important thing to know is I've been working at this for 15 years. I have not just suddenly woken up today and decided to write a book. I've done the book writing business before. It's been a decade since I published a book. And so seeing all of this happen, I think is instructive. And I just want to give you that lesson. What I said in the book was, it's easy to find people who want to praise you when you have been a proven success, right? It's easy for me now, if I want to go searching for commendation, to find it. What I would encourage all of you to do is be there in the grind day to day. And if you see someone with talent, it's great for you guys to give me applause now. It's great to hear, oh, I love the book. Oh, I'm so glad that you wrote this. All those things are fantastic. But what you really need to do is find somebody who's like me 10 years ago. I learned that day, and I have sworn by it, and I have done it every single time since. Every time I have seen an author who is in a public venue at a book signing, I have bought their book if there's nobody else around them. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be a cookbook. It can be a religious book. It can be a book about how great Alabama football is. If I see an author sitting at that table and nobody is around them, I will go buy a copy. It's an important lesson to learn because I think I have been there. I've done book signings at Walmart. I've done radio shows at gas stations. I have literally been at the very bottom of the barrel for a long time grinding away. And what I would encourage all of you to do is, in this modern social media era, it is so easy to attack. What I would encourage and ask all of you to do today is find somebody that you like who you think is doing good work, that might not be getting very much commendation, that might not be making very much money, that might be questioning whether they are willing to continue to do what they do, and tell them you appreciate the work that they are putting in. I'm telling you, that can mean a tremendous amount to someone who's a decade younger than me right now, or who is not as far along down the road as I am. There is so much negativity out there. There is so much negativity that if you allow it to, it will sink you and it will pull you down. And what I would encourage all of you to do, this is what I'm asking all of you to do today, is find someone that you think is doing good work and encourage them.